We've got the XYL APC9K from M416 Gel Blaster here. And I wanted to go ahead and show you how easy it is to upgrade the spring. But one thing you're going to have to also consider is possibly upgrading the motor, which again is pretty easy with this blaster. So let's talk about the spring first. And the reason why I'm going to tell you that you probably need to upgrade the motor is because I've done some testing with it. I put an M95 in here, and I don't get any better FPS than I did with the stock spring, which was definitely smaller. And that's probably because the motor can't really handle the size of the spring. So it's just kind of slowing that motor down, and that's just not going to do as well. So probably need to go to a better motor if you're going to go to a better spring. So let's talk about how to do the spring. It's really easy. All you have to do is remove this telescoping stock piece, right? So there's this pin, and this just pushes out. I pushed it back in so I don't lose it. That just pushes out, so you'll just push through, with a screwdriver, with a punch, whatever, just push that through. And then the other thing that you need to do is there's just two screws right here. Okay, those two screws in those little holes. So you just put a little screwdriver in there, unscrew those, this will come off. And then as you can see now, you have access to the spring. So you don't have to slide off the top of the receiver or anything. You can just go ahead and access the spring right here, right? And then change the spring. So very easy. Now, what I'm going to do, which I haven't done yet, but I think this might make a difference, is this is the motor that it comes with, okay? So, it's not a bad motor, but I'm going to go ahead and switch to this motor. And the thing is, I have so many motors laying around, and none of them are labeled because typically the motors that come in your blaster standard are not going to be labeled. So a lot of the parts and pieces I have laying around are all pieces that came inside a blaster. Now, I'm pretty sure this is a better motor just because the blaster came out of. So I'm going to go ahead and try this one to see if that makes a difference because it's the same long shaft type motor. So I want to put that in there. We're going to check that out. We're going to see if that makes a difference. If not, I'll just swap it back. But yeah, I've messed with the spring a couple times now, not seeing any difference in FPS. So I'm going to guess it's due to the motor just not being able to push hard enough and all of that. So we'll try that out. But either way, it is pretty cool how easy it is to access that spring. And of course, the motor's super easy. It already has the metal gears. In theory, those should be the only two things that we need to switch is the motor and the spring. And the motor's only sometimes. I mean, most of the time, you can go to a bigger spring and the motor can handle it fine. So that may not be the case here. I'm not sure, but we're going to try it out. So again, XYL APC9K from M416 Gel Blaster. Remember, they ship from China, so be patient. They're going to get you your blaster. You just have to wait. That's why they give you great deals, and that's why they have such awesome selection. Comments, questions, post them below. Like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those YouTube contests when they're live where you can win a couple $100s in custom blasters and accessories. Thanks.